Hello and welcome. Today I have another ink review video for you, but this one is a calligraphy ink. It's by Ferris Press and it's called Juniper Moss. So I got this because I liked the shade of green that it showed on their websites, and the swatches looked really good, so I thought the color was a little bit different. This is how it looks inside the box. They always do such a great job with their packaging. It's really pretty. All right. So I do typically lean towards the more unique colors. So just gonna go ahead and shake this up a little bit and see if we can get those shimmers to disperse. This is what the bottle looks like. All right, let's go ahead and shake this. Have to get those shimmers fully distributed. All right, that's looking good. Looking pretty even. And they put these little stoppers in here so that the ink doesn't leak out, which is nice. But because I shook it up, there's all these bubbles. So this might be one to use with the stir rod in the future. Okay. And what I do with these, this is just some HP 32 paper. What I do typically is I just do a few like loops and some scribbles and things just to kind of give you an idea of what the ink will look like. Since there's, it's going to pretty much look the same on every paper. These are very opaque inks, and there's not a lot of, it's not like fountain pen ink where you've got, shading to think about and, all this other stuff. So, all right, so that's that. And this is called Juniper Moss. And my handwriting is not super good, so just keep that in mind. I'm still working on that, so there's just some little scribbles. This does have very lovely shimmers on it. All right, I'll go ahead and let you take a look. So this needs a few seconds to dry, but especially up here where I first put the ink down, there's definitely some shimmers in there. In fact, why don't we quickly just put a stir rod in here, because I know that if I don't, I'm going to end up having to shake this, and I don't enjoy shaking them. Okay, so the stir rods they come in different sizes, but the ones I use are these little tiny ones. That way they fit in all the different bottle sizes, and I just drop them in the bottle like that. And then I have this little stir plate, and I have links to all these down below. They're just Amazon affiliate links. So if you do want to get something like this for your ink, this is a great way to handle the problem of having a shimmer ink and you want to write with it out of the bottle, but you're tired of shaking the bottle, or you're afraid you'll spill it or something. Okay, so that gets it nice and mixed up, so you can kind of see the little swirling it's doing down there. All right, and then I'll turn this off because I think it makes a noise that you guys can hear, and it's kind of annoying. Okay, so we got that. And also, you do not want to ever put this in your fountain pens. It will absolutely clog them and make a huge mess. Whoops. There we go. And I think these calligraphy pens are waterproof as well. And in fact, it might even say on the box, yes, waterproof, smudge resistant, and light fast. So yeah, you don't want that in a fountain pen for sure. I'm trying to hold this paper still. I'm just trying to get some of this ink down so that you can kind of see what it looks like. And this nib I'm using, this is just a Hunt nib, and I'll have links for that down below as well. All right. It's a very nice green. It's not like a primary green like what you would see in a box of crayons or something like that. It's a very rich and earthy green, and it does have not really shading, but you can see how, like here where I'm starting to run out of ink, the ink turns like a light olive, and then here where I have a lot of ink on the nib, it's a lot darker. So it does have a lot more going on than just a flat green color. There we go. That's kind of showing the lighter colors. And this nib is pretty flexible, so I'm able to get a little bit of variation in the line, but I am still only just learning how to use all this stuff, so I guess what I'm saying is I am not an expert. If you want an expert on calligraphy, I am not that at all. But I found some nibs and I've been experimenting with them, and I do like using these calligraphy inks because they are waterproof and I can use them to address envelopes or whatever else, and I don't have to worry about them washing off if it's, you know, humid outside or something. And I apologize, right now I'm just trying to clean this ink off before it dries. That is the only issue with this particular nib. So it has, instead of just having like a little like C-shaped piece of metal that sticks in the pen, it's actually a full, like, it's like a tube. And so the ink can kind of get down in there, and then you got to clean it out really good because you don't want that clogging up your nib or getting into the nib holder. Anyway, that's a problem for later. So right now we are not interested in that. Let's get this back on here. I'm going to just put the lid on because, you know, I'm always afraid I'm going to spill things. All right, there we go. So that's on there securely. Very pretty color. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so let's take a closer look at this. This is water. You can ignore that. Let me get that off of there. Okay. All right, so let me just show you a few things. So first of all, right here is, you can really see that shimmer. I'm hoping the camera picks it up. It's very pretty. It's a nice gold shimmer, and it really complements this color of ink very well. I wrote the name again down here to give you another example of that, and then I promptly dragged my hand through it and smudged it. But anyway, some of these swatches are still drying. So like down here, I can tell that's still wet. And then, like I said before, the ink, when you only put a tiny bit of it down, when it goes down kind of dry, it's this really pretty light olive. But when you put it down heavier, it's a nice dark green. And I like this little cluster here. It sort of gives you an idea of the different range of colors that this ink can produce. Same thing with up here. You see a different kind of range of colors. And I'm hoping that the camera picks up the shimmer because it is really pretty. So this is a really nice green. I really like this. I'm glad I picked it up. This will look really nice on the outside of some envelopes or something. And look down here. I'm seeing, as the ink is finishing up drying, I'm seeing more and more shimmers. And what's nice is that these shimmers don't rub off. And another thing too is that you can feel the ink, like when it's dry, you could feel it's like a raised surface slightly, which gives it a really nice, like, tactile experience. It's a really neat, I like their calligraphy inks. Just because of how nice everything is about them, basically. So anyway, if you enjoy calligraphy inks and want to see more reviews, let me know. Or if you want to just stick to the fountain pen inks, let me know that as well. Just let me know what your preferences are, because otherwise I'm just going to keep posting whatever random stuff I find. And if you like that, let me know. If you want to see more art supplies and things, I'd be happy to continue reviewing that sort of thing. So just let me know what you'd like to see and what colors you'd like to see, and if I have it or if I can get it, we'll do a video. And if you found this helpful at all, or if you enjoy these kinds of videos, just click like and subscribe so you can see more. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.